Will there be another round of property cooling measures in the near future? That is the question that some people are wondering. Personally, I do believe that there will be additional cooling measures in the next 1 to 2 years. There are two areas that I think need the most intervention right now: the resale HDB market and the high-end condo market. Let's talk about it one by one. While price and sales momentum in the private residential market has slowed down and BTO application rates have also gone down, but there is one segment of the property market where prices keep climbing, which is the resale HDB market. According to HDB statistics, compared to 2009, HDB resale flat prices have increased by about 83% in 2024. I mean, yeah, you can argue that the increase this quarter is not as extreme as the previous quarter and whatnot, but there's no escape from the fact that resale HDB flats are getting more expensive compared to 10 to 15 years ago. If we look at the median resale prices for the fourth quarter of 2023, a 4-room flat generally transacted above $500,000 in various parts of Singapore. Even in towns that were deemed non-mature in the past, such as Punggol, the median resale price for a 4-room flat is already above $600,000. On the extreme side, the median resale price for a 4-room flat in Queenstown is already above $900,000. And although the $1 million resale HDB flats are still in the minority, however, because it's usually covered in the news whenever it happens, it creates the impression that it has become the norm. All of a sudden, paying $700,000 or $800,000 for a resale HDB flat seems normal when compared with the $1 million flats. To be fair, the government has introduced several measures to help tone down the property market in general. In 2021, the government raised ABSD rates, tightened TDSR thresholds, and reduced LTV limits for loans. In 2022, private homeowners will need to wait for 15 months after the sale of their home before they can purchase a non-subsidized HDB resale flat. The exception is only for seniors aged 55 and above who are moving from their private property to a 4-room or smaller resale flat. In the past, condo downgraders were allowed to buy an HDB resale flat if they sold their private properties within 6 months of the purchase. And in 2023, the government announced the new classification of standard, plus, and prime BTO flats from the second half of 2024. Plus and prime flats come with a bunch of restrictions such as a 10-year MOP, no whole flat rental even after MOP, $14,000 household income ceiling for the resale buyers, PR couples are not eligible to buy, and many more. However, since this new regulation is not applicable to the existing HDB flats, some of the flat sellers and their agents are using the new public housing model to push the asking price up. They argue that HDB resale flats in areas where plus and prime projects are located are more value for money because they come with the amenities but not with the 10 years MOP and other restrictions. If you think about it, the earliest batch of prime BTO flats was launched in 2021. Assuming construction time is around 4 years and the MOP is 10 years, that means these flats will only hit the resale market in 2035. And only by then, we will know whether indeed these restrictions curb the resale price for these flats. But 2035 is 10 plus years away. If not intervened, I can only guess that the resale HDB market will just get hotter and hotter. A subtle hint that some additional cooling measures are coming our way is probably the CNA interview with Singapore's Minister for National Development Desmond Lee in March 2024. In the interview, he urged home buyers to be more cautious given the economic uncertainty ahead. He also emphasized that the government is monitoring and will not hesitate to put measures in place to ensure stability in the property market. Just a disclaimer that I have no knowledge of what the government is planning, and this is just purely my speculation, but if there is another set of cooling measures, I'm guessing it will be further tightening to TDSR threshold, reducing the loan-to-value limit, or even implementing stricter resale rules for existing HDB resale flats. And I wouldn't be surprised if the resale restrictions have some similarities with the plus and prime flats resale restrictions. The second area where cooling measures might be tweaked is for the high-end private residential properties. With the introduction of 60% ABSD for foreigners in 2023, this has changed the game for the condo market. Obviously, there are different different types of condos for different segments, right? The first type is you have the mass market condos, which are the most affordable type and are typically located in the suburbs and developing regions such as Tampines, Bishan, etc. The second type is you have mid-market condos. These condos typically offer city fringe living at a fraction. They are typically located near prime districts of Upper Bukit Timah, East Coast, Novena, etc. The flat sizes are typically pretty tight, so it's more suitable for couples and young professionals. But then, you have the third type, which is the high-end condos. These condos are typically located at the heart of prime districts such as Orchard, River Valley, near the CBD, etc. Think of crazy rich Asians level of income. In the past, foreigners were a significant chunk of buyers for these high-end condos. But with the 60% ABSD, it is understandable that they look for other options. And that creates a situation where these condos are not selling well. Take Cuscaden Reserve as an example. This luxury condo was among a number of private residential projects that got an ABSD deadline extension. So basically, property developers in Singapore have a deadline to sell all of their units, otherwise they will get hit with hefty stamp duty penalties for missing the deadline. Cuscaden Reserve was launched in 2019, and when this video was recorded, they still haven't sold 180 units out of 192 units that they have. That's a whopping 93% unsold units. Understandably, it's very difficult to sell a 99 leasehold condo where the price starts at $2.3 million for a one-bedder. But Cuscaden Reserve is not the only project that is struggling. In fact, there were 44 housing projects that needed a grace period for their ABSD deadline in the past several years. You might think, well, who cares if some property developers are facing financial difficulties? Well, it all comes back to ensuring stability in the ecosystem. Those struggling developers might have different residential projects for different segments. If they are having cash flow problems, that might spill out to their other projects. And you know what? Most property developers are also borrowing money from the bank or other financial lenders. Unsold units will have an impact on whether or not these developers can pay their installments. This means banks and other financial institutions that were giving them loan can't get their money back. So, while I do appreciate the government's intention to curb condo prices by introducing crazy high ABSD for foreigners, but I think some measure adjustment is needed for the high-end condos to ensure the overall property market remains stable. What do you think? Do you think another set of cooling measures is coming soon? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!